Greetings, Fiendish Films fans. Welcome to the 64th episode of The Fiends. I am Victor Juliet. We here at Fiendish Film Studios are now trying to branch out to find as many actors and actresses as we are able to find. So much so, we are even considering seeking out already established talents. Well-known people. Just a matter of branching out and finding them.
Who are you hoping to get?
Oh, well, I don't know, number of people. I mean, if we could get Robert Englund or even William Shatner. Well, you know what would be really fun? Is if we were to get one of the Jason Voorhees actors. Especially Kane Hodder.
Yeah, we're not getting him.
What?
We're not getting him.
And how do you know?
Just watch.
Fitzgerald at the Syracuse Heroes Expo, and if you don't know who's sitting next to me, you're watching the wrong series. If you have stumbled across us, this is Kane Hodder. If you're very limited in scope, you'll only know him from the Friday the 13th films. You may not know he was in Ed Gein and has started a new horror franchise. As I heard, there's going to be a second installment of Hatchet.
Yes, there is. I'm not sure exactly when, but I'm really looking forward to that because that was one of the most fun films I've ever been a part of.
Now, you said the kill from that film was one of your top 5 kills.
Yes, the ripping the lady's head apart by her jaw.
Mr. Kiddington, the third Esquire.
Are any of your other top 5s also in Hatchet?
No, well, you know, I think another good one is the belt sander to the face, ground off her lower jaw. But then the sleeping bag from one of the Friday the 13th movies, the frozen head from Jason X, you know, those are all my top kills.
Now, I just read online, and I know it could just be a rumor, I heard you were attached to John Russo's Escape from the Living Dead?
Yes, I am. I've been talking to him about it. We're not exactly sure what character I'm going to play, but we've been talking about it. I'd like to do it.
Now, have you read the comic, the Avatar comic it's based off of?
No, not yet. Not yet. But I want to work with John anyway because I've known him for quite a while.
John's a frequent visitor to the Syracuse areas, and there's a lot of fans in the area. So, okay, so I'm going to blank out again. So I've noticed that you are still very involved in stunt work. And earlier when we visited, you had your jacket off, and your body is just riddled. It tells the story of seems to tell the story of your ages as a stuntman, and you're still getting a lot out of it. You're still enjoying it a lot.
I still love doing stunts. That's what I went into this business to do, really. And the action will always be part of any character I play. But you know, you do pay the price. After 31 years of doing stunts, you're going to have a scar or two.
Now, you're known for your stunt work, for your acting. I also noticed that you produced a film in 2006.
Yes, I kind of just co-produced. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'd like to start doing more of that. I don't really have any aspirations to direct, but you never know. You never know.
What did producing give you a chance to do that you haven't done before, or what did you enjoy about that process?
Just a little more creativity in the story and in the casting, and mostly the director casts his film, but as a producer you can have some input there too.
What decision did you make on that film that you were proudest of, that you really felt, this is me being a producer, this is me contributing positively to the film?
You know what, probably just in helping create how some of the characters looked and some of the action sequences. You know, you do that as a stunt coordinator too, but when you're producing you have a little bit more clout as to how the action's going to be performed, and I was a lot happier doing it that way.
So what kind of, as you said, you're looking at this role a chance to work with John Russo. You're returning for Hatchet. What roles are you looking for now? Are you looking? Do you look to distance yourself?
No.
Or are you trying to challenge yourself more, or just
From horror?
Well, not necessarily from horror. You are known, you're legendary for a role. I don't know if you feel typecast by it sometimes, or are you looking for opportunities to, expand what you've done, do something new in different films?
Oh, yeah, sure. You always look for something different that you haven't done just for the challenge, but it kind of bothers me when people get a name in horror and then end up trying to kind of forget that later, and it's kind of bothers me a little bit, because that's the kind of movies that put them on the map, and then all of a sudden they don't want to be part of that anymore. But it'll always be something that I love to do, and I would also like to do a comedy, believe it or not. I mean, I try and incorporate some comedic elements in some of the characters I play, but sometimes they're pretty bad, horrible people, and it's hard to do that. But
well, what's an example of you adding a comedic element to a character?
Probably just like what I did in Wishmaster. I tried to add some kind of a smart-ass attitude to a guy that is going to die, because he's dealing with the genie himself. And I tried to make it funny, and even in Jason Goes to Hell, I played a SWAT officer who makes fun of Jason and calls him names, trying to be a tough guy, and ends up dead anyway. So just stuff like that,
Do you find you're allowed more of a range in small roles to experiment than when you're in larger roles?
Not necessarily. I mean, it all depends on the role itself and on how accommodating the director is. Sometimes they have a certain way that they want something done, and they don't allow you as much freedom as you would like. But I've been working with a guy named Mike Pfeiffer for the Ed Gein movie and the BTK movie and Ted Bundy movie as well. And he allows you all kinds of creative input into the characters. That's why I like working with the guy.
Now, of course, I'm told when you were portraying Jason, you had to be you were accepted as the definitive, most knowledgeable person about Jason. You've even gone as far as to say, or I've read that you've gone as far as to say, Jason would not do that.
Well, I have been known to say that. It's just my opinion, because in the 4 movies that I did as Jason, there is not one other person in any capacity at all that did all 4 of those movies besides me. Producers changed, directors, cast, of course, everything has changed throughout those 4 movies except me. So I kind of feel like I know what should happen with the character more so than other people. So
how did that go over the first time? That you said Jason would not do that.
I don't think I did that the first time I played the character. I was a little more just really happy to be doing it, and listened to the director, which was John Buechler, who I think had a great feel for the character itself. And it wasn't until I did it a second and third time that I started feeling that it was really my character.
Of your, not the films, but of your performances in those 4 films, which performance were you happiest with?
I think I liked the first one that I did, just because I had more fun stuff to do in that, and the action was a lot more stunt related for my character than any of the other ones. So I think I had more fun doing that, and it was more of a challenge.
You have a lot of effects, because that's the one with we were discussing earlier, the telekinetic room.
Right.